Okay, I am in today to do the earth signs. I'm going to try something different here. You can see the wheel in the back. So I'm basically going to spin for each category. I've got a group of cards laid out. So I'm going to spin for each sign just to throw some variety in the mix here. And then whatever it lands on, that'll be the group of cards that I do the reading on. So this is how it's going to go this week. So I'm going to start again with the Earth, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn in that order. So I'll start out with Taurus. So I'm going to spin the wheel, and that'll decide what you have. Now, the categories here are numerology, love, general reading, spiritual reading, infinity reading, which is with my cards, ruins, and that'll be more of a channeling because I only got like a set of ruins. That's it. Lenormand cards, animal cards, numerology, love. Okay, so here we go for Taurus. Goofy things. Okay, so it landed on Lenormand, if you can see that. Lenormand. Okay, so that's this pile here. I've got 2 sets of Lenormand and a clarifier. So we're going to start out with that because I didn't know what the heck to go with. And they're just like, oh, do this. And I'm like, oh, man. Complicating, but it'll give a little variety. So you're gonna have to give me a minute here to shuffle. I will give me a day to put these timestamps up. In order for it to be authentic, you're gonna have to watch me shuffle. That's the only downside. So hey, Happily. Happy to see you. Thanks. Yeah, I've been busy. Awesome. Who's your first? It's Taurus. So we're doing Earth today, Taurus, Virgo, and then Capricorn. So we're going to see how that goes. Now I spun the wheel and we got Lenormand cards. So that's what I'm using. And then we'll do the same thing for Virgo and go through it here. Again, you're going to have to suffer and watch me shuffle. 3 decks. Some of them have more than 3, but I'll try and be quick with the shuffling. But sometimes they just like, nope, keep going. So we'll see what we get here, Taurus. Yeah. Going in order. They were the most views from last week, so that's why they get to go first. And then air got second, and then water, and then fire. So fire will be last this week. One more deck to shuffle. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Whoever's here, one person. I didn't announce or nothing here. I just have to put a post up. It takes too long. So back on track this week. I had a couple weeks here where I had too much stuff going on. So get back on track on the infinity room here. Okay, one more shuffle. And we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with these, and I'm just going to go, cut 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go 3 sets of 3 here, I think. And we'll go from there. These are tiny cards, so see. The camera can pick them up here. Okay. Give me a minute to adjust. Alrighty. First card, again, for Taurus for this week. We have 29. The Aggressive Woman. Now, this is from the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand. What's his name? Ciro Marchetti. Yeah, he does great stuff here. So here's a woman, I mean, it's unclothed, so showing the passion, right? The red, looking forward. The sense here is if we're single, we're passionately going forward in a direction to where love can bring this out on us, that kind of thing. Is what I'm getting. Actually, married or no, they said. We're going forward passionately from a deeper sense of who we are intimately to a partner, potential partner, whatnot. Next card, well, isn't that interesting? Is this scythe or however you pronounce it. Basically cutting away of things. Now, give me a minute to tap in here. It looks like it's upside down, but it's not. Sense I'm getting, right? Because look at the blade is going to be cutting things off in the future. I feel like this person, and I am getting a feminine because of the picture. I don't know. How do I explain this? Okay, woman. Okay, let's just take this off for a sec. I go a little deeper into this card. She's going forward passionately. Why? To find out what makes her, enlivens her in a passionate kind of way is what I'm getting for the Taurus female. Okay. Male maybe could be the same scenario, just on the masculine side. Now, we're going forward to find out what strikes our passion, brings out our passions in us, and enlivens, like they're going, broadening the circle, okay? So someone is very much going beyond bounds that they've let themselves go in a passionate area up to now. Now, this card throws a monkey wrench into the whole thing because the 10 is about cutting away. Now, it's intricate, a lot of levels here. So I'm going to go with the female story. So the female's going forward. She's trying to find out what enlivens her, what she's passionate about on an intimate level. The scythe comes in when we need to cut something away. Now, this could be a belief system that we hold that blocks us from our passion or how we go forward in this way. This is kind of what I'm getting. So there may be something that they need to cut away, or what I was getting in the beginning that I can't really express is the fact that we're going to go forward to uncover more of our passions. But when we do so, there's things here that are going to create problems and barriers, is what I see. The Taurus is going to want to cut it, though they're going, this is not, how do I put that? This is not the plan. Like, we want you to go in there to open that area up. But what's going to happen is we're going in and we're shutting things down. One, because there may be triggers that we have not dealt with. We have not, whatever. So this is the sense I'm getting, is where we're feeling like our inner soul is coming forward and going, yeah, we want to open this area up. But there's going to be some blockages. I'll put it that way. I see this more as a blockage rather than a cutting out. And in the beginning of the week, the Taurus is going to feel like a block. Near the end of the week, they're going to start cutting things out because, one, they don't want to heal and release these things. So therefore, they're going to continue to be a block. So that's kind of what I see here. There's a lesson trying to unfold. How do you say? Like a part of us that wants to be unchained. But at the same time, we're having problems with it because we have not healed from it completely. And this may be intimacy issues that we have, okay? So the scythe is very wishy-washy here. Now, yeah, the 23, the mice is what comes up after. Because if we continue opening up this area, it is bothering us to a degree that we can't deal with. Now, the mice, they chew away at little things, little things bothering us to a degree that we block things right out. In fact, we may cut them out wholeheartedly. Okay, they're going to give a scenario. I'm like, okay, so say, how do you say? Say in our past, we have issues with a partner. What could I use here? Give me a moment. Come on. Okay. So I'm going light with it here. Um, we may have a partner in the past that we let go of, or issues of the past that we let go of. A scenario being maybe someone buttered us up to a degree that we have intimacy with them, and then at that point we realize that after that point that's all they wanted was the intimacy. So then we see this coming from someone else and we automatically chain that same modality to, like, the same mo to the person, but it may not be deserved. This kind of thing is what I'm getting. So this would be an issue that would get on our nerves, right? If we have an issue from our past that we haven't healed from, we may be getting an opportunity from our future that is pure and true, but we're not diving into it because of lessons from the past. I hope you're on the same train here, choo choo, but that's kind of the sense I'm getting here. And the little things that they do are going to irritate us to the point where we cut things off again, where we don't get over that. We don't bridge that gap in the intimacy area. So that's the sense here. We got a block in our intimacy area for the Taurans. And I feel like they're going to be dealing with issues with that. Okay, we'll just leave her there. Now, to clarify the 29, again, there's a passion here spiritually that wants to erupt in this person, but they're having a hard time getting over the issues. Simple as that. Now, what do you know? This is the clarification. This is the Devil card. So these are the things that we feel chained to. Now, these can come in very different ways. Okay, because it is the way she's looking. It's like, this is the things I cannot unhook from my psyche in order to clarify my intimacy issues or whatever. This is what's going on. We have some issues here, no doubt, that we need to get over. No doubt they're going to be coming to the surface. I feel, again, it's saying whether you're single, couple, whatever, it's going to be coming to the forefront. Now, I feel like I'm getting a sense from the Taurans that they are somewhat aware of this, though yet somewhat wanting to be in denial. And that's the problem. That's what's going to create the flux here of wanting to cut things out. It's like we're still in denial, so we're just going to shut it off. Shut it off. You know, if there's a possible coming forward, we're going to shut it out because it's our issue, but we're going to, put it on that person. Say, no, they're no good because the other person was no good and I don't care to go, that kind of thing. So this is the sense I'm getting. Baby in bathwater, that kind of stuff. It's like we want to open up this area, but a little spark comes, a little trigger comes, and that's it. We shut her out and cut things down. Because it's like there may be a few episodes of this through the intimacy, and I feel it's very intimate, right? So the Devil's there highlighting, right? Did I put this backwards? Yeah. Highlighting the fact that we are chained to some issues that we have in our intimate area, okay? So on the 10 here, and again, that's about the energy of blockages that one we foresee. We see that we have a blockage. Give me a minute. We see that we have a blockage. We know what it is. We don't want to deal with it. Okay. So this is what this says. So the minute it gets thrown in our face, we just throw it away. So that's what it is. It's going to keep coming to the surface until you deal, really, is what's happening here. Now we have a King of Pentacles to clarify on top of that. Now the King of, or no, he's the Knight. Sorry. Horse means Knight. Okay. So the Knight of Pentacles. So this guy's learning how to earn his money and whatnot. Now give me a minute here. Now this is your sign. If you're male, that would signify you. Again, this is general readings overall. So it could be masculine or feminine. Okay. I feel like they're really just pushing the sentence. This is in their nature. to cut things away in order to deal with what's important, the money, right? And the solidity and all of these things around. And they're going on morality as well. So this is interesting because this might be what's in somewhat a conflict here. We may be wanting to expand in our intimacy areas to a degree that we're questioning our morality, okay? And you know what they're telling me is that we may not have a good handle of where that sits. It's like we may not be seeing clearly there. The lines is what they're showing me. For the good side or the bad, it could be either way. We could have a male here who is on the side of tipping into darker energies and really thinking that they're on down the middle, right? And then vice versa, where we have someone who's expanding their horizons, but not necessarily on the dark side, but they feel, and this may be issues as well, they feel like it's not clean, not pure, that kind of thing. So this is what I'm getting. So it's just reiterating that earth sign, that it is, some of them can have a real strict line of where they go in this area, and that's being tested. So again, the morality goes with that. So on top of the, is it 23 or 32? 23, talking about those little issues that nibble away at us. And again, if we don't have a balanced way of thinking about intimacy, we may not be either left or right wing here, maybe beating ourselves up about things that we really shouldn't, or not doing so when we should think about things a little stronger. So on top of that, we get the moon, which is, well, excuse me. That just brings a lot of secrecy, illusion. And again, I'm getting denial from this card, which I usually don't. That's where things go cloudy, right? When we're trying to get on top of these little things that bother us, but at the same time, we don't want to. So any chance or opportunity we get to slide it past, this is what we're doing. So that devil energy could enter into that as well. It's like keeping things just under the radar and not admitting to our partner any of this, which is also something that could help clarify. Like they're showing me the boundaries here. Like if we have one person who's thinking that their moral boundaries are being pushed, if they don't discuss it with their partner, they can have no real way outside of themselves to know whether or not, right? So if we're walking the line there, we may not understand completely from someone outside of us. We may have squeaky clean standards. I'm not promoting being going over the edge here, but we may have squeaky clean standards where we want to go outside of that range a bit. And if we do, it's not a big deal. But because of the way that we think, we're beating ourselves up about it, or making ourselves feel. They keep giving me the word dirty for it. And it may not be, especially when we're talking to a partner, because that's your partner. And if they don't agree, then there's an issue. But if they agree and they don't see a problem, then there may not be a problem, right? So this is kind of what I'm getting. And this is very much the keeping it to yourself and not saying, and that's for fear of judgment or whatever. But the thing is this person is going through a lot of little hits here and there in the intimacy areas, and they're not speaking up about it, is what I get a lot. Like this is accumulation over time. So that's the sense. We can get rid of it, unload it, at least talk about it to the partner and see if that can't alleviate some things, right? Because either us or our partner are wanting to expand in ways that just we're not laying it all out on the table is really the thing. And we just need to be honest with the partner. That's what I feel. It's really an intimacy issue, heavy. So on top of the passionate woman who is feeling chained to a way of being, and the sense that I'm getting here is in the bedroom, they feel chained to a way that they have to deal with their partner. And they want to go outside of that boundary. They kind of don't know how, and they're not discussing it and that kind of thing. So on top of there, to clarify, for the last row here is 27, the letter. Yeah, that's about communication and whatnot. Do I have? No, I don't have this book. But communications, right, on a slow basis. So this is the sense, right? Because Taurus, they are slow and steady, and they'll give out little bits here and there and hints and, passive aggressiveness, that kind of thing. So that's the sense I get here is we will slowly unfold little things to our partner here and there, but we're not going to sit down and have a barrel, right? I'm not going to sit down and tell everything. It's just over time, we'll get little bits of what we want or what we would appreciate or how we want to go forward or how we want to expand in that way. And then hoping that the partner picks up on this or accepts this, or maybe, they're going to Taurus kind of doing that to test the partner. If we talk about this and we get some negative feedback, then we'll shut it down. This kind of thing. To me, that's a no-no. You just sit down and you say, look, judgment and all, get it out on the table. But this is the way that these earth signs work. They go slow, tippy-toe, right? And so if they get a negative reaction, they're going to bar themselves off. And of course, that's going to create a longevity here of not getting what you want. So just keep that in mind. The more we open up, the quicker we can get to where we want to be, or at least be pointed in the direction, right? Cooperatively. So on cutting away here, again, the king or the knight of pentacles. So that's that earth sign. And the slow and steady movement. In fact, we might even be on pause for this. Because the sense here is they keep giving me the word incident. There may have been an incident where we pushed a line or a partner pushed a line on us. So this is going to have to be worked through. So right till that comes about. Well, look at this. This is interesting because that's slow and steady. And this is the rider. And that's quick action, news, things that change things. And look at how they're going in the opposite direction. One's a male, one's a female. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay. And that's really saying opposing parties here. Intimacy, we may have one in the fast lane and one in the slow lane is what I'm getting. And we do need to discuss this. Why? So we can hit an agreement. If you're a long-term partnership, we want to be able to hit agreement. Now, if you're dating and in a shorter-term relationship, this may never get solved here. By the way, I see this earth sign moving. They're just not going to come forward bluntly with anything. So they're really not going to get anything that they want because they're not being honest and forefront. But this person here on the fast lane, I feel like they just may move on. This is the dating scenarios that just may move on because they're looking for something better, faster, quicker, So that's the energy I'm getting there. We got a slow mover and a fast mover here, and we're just not. So yeah, lightly dating. And it's interesting, the feminine is the fast mover here. Now, this guy may be thinking, like, they may be on two different tracks completely. This one may be looking for short-term hedonistic gratification. This one may be looking for long-term, permanent, commitment. So we just may be on two separate tracks. Never mind intimacy, but on the whole thing. If we're in a long-range couple, yeah, this is the two ways of being in the bedroom, and we need to discuss so that we can create a balance. You may not get everything you want, and you may not get everything you want, but we can compromise a bit and get some of the stuff that we want, right, in that intimacy area. So on those little things that eat away, and the fact that nobody's coming forward to talk, it's all a mystery. And it may even be a mystery to the Taurus themselves. They may be holding it back because they don't know for sure this is what they want. They may just want to try something and then see how that goes, right? So this is that energy. Now on top of that, we get the 26, which is, what do you know? Secrets, and more secrets. So there's this sense here, we're just not going to come forward with any of this. Not this week anyway. There's going to be an agreement to disagree with the secrecy that's going on. It's just not something I feel like the Taurus wants to come forth or feels valid in coming forth with. I'll say it that way. Yeah. Some intimacy issues that are really forefront for the Taurus, but they're staying mum about it. It's really a lot of internal stuff. Things that they're going, this would make me feel good, or this, I think I would like that, but not really knowing if that's something that they want enough to bring forward to the partner. But yet there will be little incidences here of letting the partner know. And again, if we're lightly dating scenarios, I think we're just two people going on two different tracks, two separate directions, the whole bit. Like, it's just completely different. This one's looking for stability, long-term, slow down. This one's looking for speed up, short-term, and on the go. I don't want to stay in one place too long, that kind of thing. But anyway, there'll be news coming in. Somebody's going to come forward here and give news, or some kind of news going to slowly spurt out here that will gain some clarity in a direction nonetheless. Now, for the long-term couples, I feel like there's a lot here that's just going to stay hidden from the partner, especially from the partner. I think this Taurus is really getting to grounded, getting into the intimacy area. I didn't expect this, but getting grounded with who they are sexually and trying to figure that out on their own, whether you're in a partner or not ship, long-term or no. They're really trying to get grounded with that. And if we're single, we're just kind of flipping around going, yeah, I'm not quite happy here. And if we're in a partnership, we're trying to figure out what makes us happy on an intimate level. So that is the Taurus reading for this week. Wowzers. that was different. Again, didn't expect that. I would have expected something like that from the sex readings, the sex cards. But nonetheless, so I'm going to put the cards away, and then we'll shift into the next sign, which is Virgo. Okay, so give me a minute here. I'm going to stay organized somewhat. I'm going to spin the wheel for them as well. Am I going to put these back? Where did they come from? I'll just put them back here because we can probably get the same one here. Okay, so the devil card wants to come out. Eh? It's jumping. Okay, so I'm going to spin again here. So Virgo. Now we're spinning for Virgo. You can't really see the letters here, and it's probably blurrier once it gets on. But anyway, so the point is down here where it picks. That's the thing. So I'm going to go again. Virgo. Infinity cards. So that's these. Alrighty. Virgo. Here we go. Give me a moment to shuffle. I've got my infinity cards, the sun and moon, and the millennium deck. So I have to do the shuffling. See if I pick up, they're telling me to pick up energies while I'm shuffling. I'm getting a person looking all over the place. That's what I'm getting. A guy, he's looking around, like looking for something. Seeking. So we may be in this energy, some of our Virgos. Oh, I forgot to timestamp 28. Yeah, definitely Virgo. I'm picking up on masculine energy. Seeking a lot of looking for someone, something. May even be like in their life, right? They're seeking for something in their life. They can't seem to find it, or they're maybe coming close to it, but not quite sure. So seeking nonetheless. And then they're showing me the feminine here. So we're splitting the energies of the masculine and feminine. They're showing me the feminine, and she's very much in a relaxation mode. So if you're a Virgo female, you're feeling very content about your life right now. Again, with the energies, right? Which is good. I mean, serene and relaxed, not worked up about much. And there's really not much going on, right? For some people, there isn't. Yeah, okay, one more shuffle here. So we'll see how this fits into the reading. Very different energies for the masculine and feminine. They're in very different fields here, which will be, again, interesting to suss that out. Though the masculine is seeking, he is somewhat calm as well. It's in his nature to be that way. Okay, how are we going to do this? Okay, we'll go this one first. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. They want me to add an extra row of cards here, so we'll see. 2, 3. Okay. Alrighty, so this again is for the Virgo. Let's see if we can do this backwards. Alrighty, first card. 7 of Cups. Negative, toxic energy. What do you know? Okay. Getting out of this is what they said. We're getting out of this energy. I feel it's a long ways away for the feminine. If we have feminine Virgos here, I feel like they've been away from this energy for a while. So this is why they are in the mode that they're at. I feel like the masculine may be still surrounded by this, and he's seeking for a way out or how to get out, or this is what I'm getting in there. Next card, yeah. What do you know? The Lovers. So this is what is toxic. For the Virgo male, this is that. Okay. They're wanting me to split the feminine masculine here. Yeah. So you notice how they're going, look how the angel's going to hit this guy. Now this is the Virgo female. So she's about to get stung by the love bug, basically. Cupid's coming to hit her, and she's in the perfect energetic mode to receive, meaning calm, serene, like very much in their own energy. So the Virgo female, yeah, she's in a good mode. The masculine's kind of by the sounds of it, he's behind the 8 ball here. He has been needing to get out of this toxic energy for a while. Not done such yet. He's not figured out a way to do it smoothly, and they're going, that time has passed. The time of smooth is past, so this guy's really going to have to just create the disconnection, because it seems like the same energy's coming for him as well. But again, they're going, we hope that it's done in the correct way. And again, I've get this Virgo dude from way back. He's it's almost like the energy, I don't know if it was exactly there to happen or just in his mind, like he wanted to create it, but he never went forward. So therefore it stayed as an energy that kept perpetuating. This is what I'm getting for the masculine, trying to get out of this relationship, like years, like last year, some of these readings are coming up, this thrown at me. This is like a year ago, we should have been out of this relationship. If we're in the same relationship a year ago and it's like soupy like this, they're going, yeah, it's overdue. But nonetheless, something going to come by and sting either one of them, and that's going to create havoc here. But they're hoping that it's dealt with in the best way and not this double play stuff going on. Now, next card is Strength and Fortitude with the 9 of Wands, and right away the masculine, they're going, the masculine really has to gain the strength to leave the situation. They know it's not for their highest good. Again, we might have tanglements like children and houses and money and whatnot. So there's a sense here that we have the strength to move forward. We just refuse to do so till we don't want to leave it until the new partner comes in, because then it will create absolute destruction. We want to go before the new partner comes in for the masculine. A high warning here, because there's one coming in and we're going to get quite highly magnetized too. And we want to be out of there before, we want to gain our strength before that, because it's just going to be something. The sense they're giving me is this guy's just going to keep it underground till it blows everything to smithereens, and he's gone. Worst fears, that's how they'll come true, is taking a relationship underground while you're still married or whatever, committed. So be aware of that. Great. Now, as we get into the infinity cards to clarify negative energy, toxic relationship, it is codependent. So we may have someone codependent on you or you codependent on them, and this is why we're not leaving. So that's the bottom line. Next card on the Lovers card, again, the female gonna get stung. She's in a relaxation mode. She's kind of absorbing her own energy. So she's really in neutral. So this is good. The masculine's very much waiting for this to come so he can jump and cling on to something. But the sense they're giving me is that I'll do it while I'm married or in another relationship, and that's kind of not the way you do it. Now the ideas comes on top of there. That is just about thinking, coming up with good ideas. I don't know if I'm pushing from the energetic standpoint of we got to get our ideas in motion and start utilize some of them. That's the sense they're giving me for the masculine. For the feminine, they are going to come up with ideas, and I feel like it's more in the area of what kind of a partner we do want, which is good because this really does create the atmosphere for that arrow to hit that guy and then start magnetizing. Because if you don't have a well-rounded idea of what you want, the universe can't help you conspire to get it, right? They can't help you if you don't know what you want. So I feel like this woman is slowly feeding things into that energy field. They're going, yeah, they've spent some time with themselves and they're looking at things and going, yeah, I thought I wanted this, but I want that. Changing minds of where they were sitting maybe months ago, 2-3 months ago is what they're giving me. We had an idea, maybe we got out of a relationship at that time and had a certain idea of a guy or a girl that we wanted, and now it's matching in a different way. We're thinking about it in different ways. And then again, for the male, you better come up with some ideas and write quick. I mean, the ideas are there is what they're saying. We just have to act upon them, okay? Now, on top of the strength and fortitude, we have the past. Now, this is interesting because that talks about someone putting out a pattern. Right away, I think of the masculine going out and making a pass at someone he's interested in. But again, what's going on with the relationship that we have that's toxic, no less. It's completely toxic. And this is kind of the default point I think he's fallen on. It's like, well, we know we don't get along. We know we're not going to da-da-da. But we're still together and it officially has not been busted. So this is the bridge he's refusing to cross here. He just doesn't want to create havoc is the sense, or be punished for it by the partner and whatnot. And again, there's a codependence here and where that lies. So there's a sense here that either the masculine's going to make a pass or something will come forth to create this for him where he can do this. Or maybe he has someone in mind and he is gaining strength to go forward to let that person know. Okay, next. On top of the charging station, which again talks about the toxic energy. Why is it toxic? Because we're codependent. And there may be one person here that just, how do you word that? Yeah, it's codependent. It's dysfunctional, really, is what it is. So on top of that, we get this King of Swords. Now, that may be, we may have an air sign in our midst. Now, that's also about action and moving forward quite quickly. I feel like, again, the masculine is doing this quite highly, wanting to leave quickly is what I get. But we just haven't found the opportunity. Again, we could be dealing with an air sign that we're wanting to leave, Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. But nonetheless, this guy moves forward to find out truths, get underneath things, and clear his way forward. He wants to create clarity in where he goes. And the sense here for the masculine, if it's a partner or a potential partner that we want to make a pass at, we're going to go forward and start striving for truth about them and figure out whether that's viable or not, is the sense I get. Now, on top of the Lovers card and the ideas that come with masculine or feminine, we have, what do you know? Oh my lord. The Lover's card again. This is about uniting, absolutely. But look at this. We have children in the mix. A lion, which signifies Leo as well. Oh, and again, look at him. He's, ready to strike, and it's the man here is getting struck. It's clearly on that man's head. So the sense here is we could be we could be love struck. Okay, yeah, okay, just give me a minute here. Okay. There's someone, yeah, this Virgo male that I'm picking up on, he is highly strung by someone already. Like he's heavily passionate in a certain direction, but yet I get a sense here that we're not connected. Like this passes at the end. It's like it's not made yet. So we're highly sprung. We want to go in this direction, and we have a lot of I'm getting a lot of excitement here, like getting excited about a prospect that we just don't know about. Like we want to get underneath, find out everything, and 3 blackbirds is about your instinct guiding you forward, right? Yeah. Thing is here, we may have children in the mix on both sides of this equation. Like if we're going to someone, they may have children, we may have children from what we're in here. The toxicity, Okay, so on top of the past, and again, gaining strength. I feel like this guy's trying to gain strength to go forward, to show in some kind of way affections, or get a number or whatever for this person. The clarification of the Princess of Cups. So that is right. Look at her. Okay, this card, the detail is so small, but they have a little turtle. She's holding a little turtle in there, and turtle is about longevity. Now this is interesting to me. They're highlighting that because the thing is here, I don't know if the relationship that the Virgo male has been in has been short term, or he's just looking forward to this new person in a loving long term kind of way. That's the sense I get now as well. We have the little white flower here, which symbolizes the purity of it all. So I feel like this Virgo male, no matter, and look at the same flower, they're going, yeah, she's holding the same flower. Purity, right? That comes from children. It's almost like, if we have children, they're going to enjoy this partner, is the sense I get. Just a minute. Yeah. Like we, on either end, both. Yeah. So it may be, how you say, soulmate or past life partner, because it's like everybody's just going to mesh so well, is the sense I'm getting. The children, they're showing me, they're just highlighting her to the 10th degree. Like, look at how she's like, hey, have my flower. Like, you guys are a cute couple. Yeah, this is all great and groovy. And these are opposite. I'm not seeing this as what he's leaving. I see it as what he's going to. Like these, everybody's appreciative of the relationship is the sense I get. Okay. Now here again is coming forward in innocence. And a lot of this princess, right? She's all in her emotions. And the dolphin is about happiness. So the sense I get here again, and they're showing me the moon about secrets. The sense here is we're going to go forward to unveil secrets about a lover that we feel like we want to put in a long-term position, is simply how I'm going to put it. But we're very sprung, and I feel like the first contact's not been made yet, is what I feel. Yeah, so maybe love at first sight, or just highly magnetized, or past life scenario, whatnot. So one person is highly sprung and the other person is yet to know, or whatever. But looking for a solid, grounded relationship is absolutely what this Virgo male is looking for. Now, the female. Give me a minute here to switch gears. That is the male coming toward her. So it's the same scenario, just flip it. There's a male coming quite quickly for her, an air sign, could be an air sign, that comes in and literally... We got someone here that's not a lot of depth, right? Because swords is very logical and you know, very much a talker, analyzer, that kind of thing, a mental dude coming forward. So there's not a lot of depth there, and they're going, that's not going to fly with this Virgo female. She's going to really want more than that, but this may be a stepping stone to better things. So we need to learn all that we can while this comes forth here, because the sense is that the Virgo female, she's very much in a state where she can, or she can, you know, I can give or take a relationship here. I can, if it suits me, and I'm willing to stand up for the boundaries that I've found here that I want to make. So that's again another great place to be, because we just won't put up with a lot of stuff that doesn't fit for very long. And they're going, this may be a short-term relationship, but we will gain what we gain from it. And the sense they're giving me is the Virgo female will take this all in stride. And the sense is that we're not, how do you say, we're not ready to disregard red flags here. We're not gonna, like, this will be highly, the sense I get here is this dude is kind of aggressive. It just doesn't have a lot of emotional depth, but curiosity and excitement and wanting to communicate and all of that, showing of that. So when it gets to the point where they need more there, then that'll have to be worked out. Again, this is only for a week, but I'm just kind of long range forecast. If there's a dude here that's very much on the surface, I think that it may be one of those things that starts out as a good friendship. The masculine may want more. But I think the Virgo has enough strength here to hold things back, right? The female I'm thinking of here, she's got enough strength and fortitude to stand up for her rights and what she wants, and she doesn't see it coming. She's not going to really open herself up to romance, is the sense they're giving me. It's interesting that Sagittarius there. So yeah, so some passes coming forward for these Virgos nonetheless. One is very highly charged and passionately driven in the heart sector. And for the female, it's very aggressively pursued by an air sign, possibly, but not exclusively. And she kind of has a choice here to kind of gain some momentum, but it may not be a long-term thing, long-range thing. So they wanted me to go 3 more, so I'm going to do that. On top of this King of Swords that's going forward quite, oh, here we go. This is why. We have King, Ring, Ego. So, right, liberty and all of that. So we may have an egomaniac to deal with. But I feel like if anybody can put him in line, it'll be the Virgo right off the bat and disarm him a bit. Like tap his fingers and go back off, you know, like use your heart, not your self-esteem here. And I feel like this guy, it all depends here. Just give me a minute. Yeah, he may take offense to that, right? Because if we have our ego up front, we're going to get mad, da-da-da. But the Virgo's all in line with this. They understand the process here. He's either going to rise above or not. And if he doesn't, he just doesn't float into her frequency, right? So we got an ego. Okay, so no big deal. And again, on the masculine, should I wait? No, okay. I was going to go through all the cards and then split. And they're going, no, explain the masculine energy. The sense here is that this relationship here may have someone in a healthy ego, which is different than what I'm getting for this guy. Because he is kind of going forward with high expectations of the Virgo female. He's going to get shot down a little bit here. But the sense for the masculine is he's got a lot of ego tied up in this woman, which is interesting. It's like it brings out his ego. Does that make sense? That's what they're giving me. So there's a Virgo male that's going forward here. And his ego is erupting as he goes after this female. Okay, that's how I can explain it. That's it. So on the lovers, and what do we have in between here? And the ideas about our lovers, right? And the ones we're going to pick as we go forward. This is interesting. We have war. So that talks about heavy duty fights and whatnot. So I feel like this will, for the female, this is really going to come down to ego fight, because this guy's going to come up, if this air sign kind of gets in the Virgo's face and says, hey, look at me, blah blah blah, she's really going to start with this back, right? Like, don't you come in my face like this, da da da. And it's going to create flames in a bad way against that male that comes forth. Now, for the masculine here, that's, again, feel his ego erupting, and I feel like this is a lot of past life stuff coming forward to bear. It's almost like this woman that he sees or has seen, or it might be, and yeah, this would go back to energy that I've been fluting out for this guy for 2 years, but he's going after someone. He's love at first sight. It brings his ego forth. Why? Because they got a history. They got probably 5 to 7 past lives together, and it just brings back all that energy of confidence and all of this stuff. But again, I don't feel a connection there. But nonetheless, it's going to create some havoc. The sense they're giving me is we may have to fight for this woman. Interestingly enough. Okay, we'll go forward. That's why they added the extra line there. Intrigue. Okay. On the Princess of Cups, again, the innocence of coming forward and whatnot. We may have an ego here erupting, but it's all, I feel, coming from a more pure sense of what they want. They want this partner and this longevity and whatnot. Now, yeah, it ends up with intense. Well, would you look at that? That's like intense emotion. Because we start with strength, right? And that's what these Virgos, no matter, they have an inner core of strength that they're coming from. The female's more her own strength. She knows who she is and she's going outward in that. And the masculine is coming from an inner strength of, I know what I want outside of me and I'm going to get it. Okay. So, and then the past, right? A past is going to come upon the female, and a past is going to come from the male going to another. And again, pure feelings, longevity. The moon is still about mystery and things that have yet to be said or uncovered, but nonetheless, huge wave of intense emotion, right? Wanting to be unleashed. And I'm kind of confused. Just let me tap, because I don't want to leave it there, because the Fight Club, I feel, is just, for the feminine, is her kind of trying to tap away this guy's ego and go, look, you don't belong. Like, this ego don't belong here. So you're going to have to, stick it in the trunk, or, whatever, or carry on. And that's going to be the fight, because this guy, the egos, right? They got to fight back. They can't just go away and think. And so that's the feminine. Now for the masculine, they're really just saying that there's an intense emotion here for a partner that we have not yet connected, and we may find ourselves in a position where we have to either compete, or there's someone else in the mix here that there's anger coming up nonetheless. And I don't feel like it's at the masculine Virgo to the new partner that he's fell for. I feel like it's to someone else. And it may be because the Virgo male is yet to come forth to this woman to profess his love, but he's angry because there's somebody else getting in the way. So he may be angry at himself. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. These are pretty intense readings, man. Okay, Virgo. So Capricorn is next. Yeah, that was all right. So give me a moment here to gather my bearings. These are definitely intense energies, but it amazes me that the Virgo energy really hasn't changed for the last 3 years. So that's interesting. Or two to three. No, I haven't even been on for 3. So it's been 2 years-ish that these energies are kind of sitting there waiting to be unleashed. And the sense is that it may not happen. We may have that girl that he's fallen for somebody else, but she don't know about him. So that's the thing. Okay, Capricorn. So spin again here. I'll figure out which General reading. Which was the general? These, I got the high and low. Is that the general? Just give me a minute here. Yeah, these are the general card. So for Capricorn, general read 55. We will see. Luck of a draw. So just give me a moment to tune in. I feel like they're going to focus on work here for some of these Capricorns. Or something that they are thinking of in this energy, right? Because a lot of us are taking a pause from work. But talking about energies that are in this way, I feel like an all business end here. That's what I'm tapping into. So we'll see. I feel calm, a sense of calm nonetheless. But like an agitation, how you say, an irritation underneath that calm. Like we're calm exterior, but there's something not right. Yeah, because we can very much be, how do you say, one way on the inside and then be another way on the outside. So we're not really showing our true colors, right? And that's the sense I get. We're very calm, cool, collected on the outside. But on the inside, it's like that itch we can't scratch, something bugging the field here, but we may not be dealing with it at all. There's a sense. Give me. Okay, one more deck here. I feel like this Capricorn is very much dealing with what needs to be dealt with, and what doesn't. It's just taking a back seat. If I don't have to deal with it, I'm not gonna. Dealing with what I need to deal with. Again, business end of things, right? And everything else can hit the road. Like a stern kind of energy is what I'm getting. Okay. Start with, because these are kind of my business cards anyway. 1, 3, and then we'll go. See what come up with. Alrighty, Capricorn. First card. General energies. First card is the Ace of Swords. That is the angel there. She's going to watch that tip. It's real pointy. Talking about truths, that clarity, victory. Is there a sense of victory that we're gaining here? I feel a sense of pessimism nonetheless. It's interesting because it's like, again, we have this two ways of being. Feel like this Capricorn on the outside, they're dealing with what needs to be dealt with, bills, money, all of these things. And that is all, I mean, there's nothing, no illusions there. But all that stuff that is underneath, that's where there's some like double-edged sword kind of material here. That tip is pointy, so be careful who you spout truths off at, or how you deal with your truths in that way, or just coming clean, period. There's some warning about that, okay? The energy of how you do that, who you choose to tell your truths to. Give me a minute. It's very, very much hidden energy because it's a very yeah, we'll go from here. Okay, next card. So that is about truth and victory. Now again, they're feeling very how do you say, self-righteous in what they've accomplished on a business kind of level. I'm going to leave it as business and like lower level personal stuff, because the sense I'm getting here is that we've got a front, that we've got it all taken care of, and we do on a business side, but everything else kind of gone to shambles is the sense I'm getting. Why? Because we're just cutting it out. We're not dealing with it because, one, we don't have to, it's not in our face, and two, we never wanted to deal with it anyway, so why are we going to start now? So we'll just leave it, bury it, and hopefully it doesn't come back. This is what I'm getting. So the Ace of Swords is about, again, truths coming to light. Be careful who you go out to in that kind of a way, or how it may come at you. And the sense I'm getting here is we may be very excited about something we accomplish, go outward, and then with our truth and victory that we attain something to someone, and it may be the wrong person, and that person's going to spit back a whole bunch of stuff at us, really going to sting, and it may be directed, how do you say, absolutely at those things that we're trying to hide and conceal. Okay, that's what they're wanting me to say. Now, next card, 4-1. Last week, I don't know if it was the same sign, but I got this card. Again, this is about people preparing for a party, right? Halloween. The sense last week I got was that we're all working together, but we're not all connected, right? We're all doing our individual thing, and then we go to our corners and we don't. And I'm still kind of getting a residue of that energy. So this may be where the card was sitting, but nonetheless, the sense here is that we're getting shit done, and beyond that, don't ask me for nothing else, because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to deal with it, and I really don't want to at this time. And this may be somewhat of a peacekeeping skill they've learned, these Capricorns, or it may be how they're dealing with stuff at this time. And again, I'm getting an underlying pessimism, so they may have been stung already by something or someone, and then going outward where they're just cutting everybody off. They don't want to deal with nothing. Next card is the Ace of Cups, and that is about the emotions. I feel highly these Capricorns are not in their emotional fields very highly, but give me a moment. Sense they're giving me is they're in their emotions, just not in front of anybody, and they will not show their emotions outward. So that's strong, braving a strong front. Yeah. Is what I get. So not a whole healthy way of dealing, because usually when you have that cup and it is overflowing, it's like we can go outward in a good energy. But I'm not getting that. I'm getting a pessimism and a overflowing of energy, because they have no other way. Like they may be so angry and bitter and resentful that they have to cry. This kind of stuff is what I feel. But they'll do it when they're alone, and they'll do it when it suits them to do that. But nonetheless, we have two aces here, and I don't feel like they're going forward. It's about new beginnings, but I don't feel like we're in a energy field where we can make progress in any of these ways. Okay, I feel like it just stops there. It's saying, yep, there's new energy, but there's no carpet laid out for any of this. We're not looking forward to anything in the future telling truths, and we're not looking forward to anything in the future having to do with emotions. So we're really not foreseeing anything in that way. And we may have family and whatnot and things that need to get done, priorities, and we're doing that, and that is about it. Don't ask anything else of me. I don't have it. Still getting that kind of an energy. So not a great groovy energy for the Capricorn this week. Anyway, now on the Ace of Swords, to clarify, we get the Moon. Yeah, see, that's about the truths So there's illusions here. There could be things that we are thinking about, truths that came forward that may be confusing us to a degree. We may be confusing others. But nonetheless, there's a lot of mystery here and not a lot of... Just give me a minute here. Oh, okay. I said, okay, she's touching the tip of there. What is going on here? Like, this sort of is about truth. And when I see it, it's like all of this coming to the surface. They're going, yeah, but they don't want to look at that. They don't want to look at the truth. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to. So this is why it hurts, right? So that's the energy, okay? So this is why. So they're really using that moon to illuminate all these truths. Like, no. Denial may be high here as well, okay? Some things came forward here and we're not willing to look at. We're busying ourselves up and taking our emotions out. Yeah, okay. So this is not good energy for this week. So on the 4, we get the 10 of Cups. Now that's interesting because that's about happy. I feel like these are all the things that we want that we can't attain. Why? We're really not in the mode energetically. They see it and they want it, but they can't have it, is what they're saying, okay? Why? Because we haven't put the work in to get where we need to be to attain it and appreciate it and move forward from it. There's just a pessimism and a negativity here that is really low level. So either someone stung us and we can't get out of that hole of resentment and bitterness. We can't heal from it. Yeah, is what I'm getting. So we really do have to heal from that in order to see any kind of clarity of what we want in the future. Now, on the emotions, we get the Page of Pentacles. So interesting, because that is about beginnings as well. This talks about work, moving us forward, learning new skills, new educational ways of being, information that comes at us that we didn't have before. And this may be in an emotional way. Okay, so the sense here is we got some healing to do here. Some truths came forward. We did not want to hear it. We're not dealing with those things that came forward at all. That's what I feel like the moon is really symbolizing. We got a load dumped on us and we're supposed to kind of sift through it and organize it and put it away. And none of that's going on. They just looked at it and took off in the other direction. And this is the harmony that they want in the future and whatnot. They're really playing a role here. I feel cut off from everybody. This is kind of a symbol to me. I'm just cutting myself off from anybody that comes at me. I just don't want to deal with anybody any day, anyhow, anyway. So very pessimistic. But again, this is the hope and the knowledge that we need to gain is still yet to come. Okay, so let's clarify one more here and see what happens. Now on top of the moon, we get 18, which is, I think this is another bloody moon. 10, 15, look at this shit. Guys, illusions. That is quite highly diluted, okay? This person is really locking themselves down from the truth. Truth came forward here to free you. So instead of dealing with it and going, oh, I'm, again, they're going, yeah, it wasn't easy to hear, but it really did free us up in certain areas. We're not wanting to see that for whatever reason. The sense I'm getting is we got a truth here that, and we may have ego issues because that's the only thing I could see getting in the way of seeing clearly is an ego. And we just can't get past that. But nonetheless, the moon is calling and saying, there's things here you don't see. And there's things here we got right out in front of you in the sun yesterday. And now you're darkened again. And then they're going, just give me a minute. There's a different energy coming from this one. Oh, yeah. I did not see that in all the time I've had this card. Mind you, it doesn't come up very often. Because she is laying, look at her. She's laying cards out there. If you can see this, I'm going to have to put it up. She's laying cards out on that table. What's my future got? And there's a black cat saying, be careful, because not all energy is good. If I can, right? And then look up here, the angel of death kind of coming through with his scythe. There's things we need to cut away. And that's what it is. There's things that need to be cut away. And they're going, oh, what are you doing here? And this is the illusion. It's like, no, I don't have to get rid of that. And whatever. And so that's kind of, yeah, that's it all there. So on top of the 10 of Cups, this is where they want to go. These Capricorns, they want to be the happy home life, This is where they want to get. We have the elemental of water. So there we go. That is the happy joy, right? This is going out emotionally in all directions, which I feel is the opposite of where the Capricorn is right now. They're just shutting everything down. Like there's desert, right? And this is where they want you to be, splashing in the water. What? Water of emotion. Why? Because that's how we're going to gain love forward. There may be some things we need to cut out here. It may be things in our personality, like our ego, we need to cut down, or situation or belief systems that we have and have held in relationships that need to be cut out in order to move forward properly in the emotional arena. Now, the knowledge that's going to come forth here. Okay, let me show this. We started out with the ace. Okay, this is what I feel the Capricorns are trying to fill. And even though this card is, it'd be, the energy is like an upside down of this. We're losing all our emotional core. Why? Because all the other cards support that. And that's the energy that I'm getting. So the sense here is we want to fill our own cup, but we're not working hard to do that at this point. One, because we don't see clearly what we need to cut away in order to do that. We don't see it clearly. She's going to the cards, right? Cut myself off here. Going to the cards. I don't know. Please help me, right? And a black cat going, be careful, because we don't want to cut out the wrong things. Okay. On top of that, we're talking about gaining information and moving forward to increase our skill levels, increase our productivity, Again, the energy I was getting for the Capricorn is very work-oriented. But what they're pushing here is on emotional levels. We need to deal with these issues. This is not what the Capricorn is doing at all. But that's what they're going. Emotions, yeah, go there, do that. We need to talk about this, right? Why? Because this is how we're going to gain our partnership forward. Now, if this is a problem for you, this is what they want to clarify. How are they going to do it? Through your emotions. We have to deal with our emotional issues from a past partner in order to move forward. If we have not, we cannot. I feel like there's just bitterness and resentment, period. That's it. And we just have to deal with that. I feel like I want to get an infinity card. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to roll it on here. Because, again, this is just for the week. But I want to, because, I don't know, I just want to. 2 moons and 2 emotional cards. Like, they're wanting you to look into your emotional nature. And they're going, nope, I got to take care of business, right? And they're going, if at this time we cannot look at our emotions, we will never, ever look at them, right? Because we're just kind of being all put on pause. And if we can't bring that up, well, look what this popped right out. Yeah. So we're just going to stay in that. Again, this is only for the week. But for this week, we do not see a way out of being in agony, really, is what it is. We're just feeling agony. Why? Maybe because of a lover or lack of one or whatever. But we just don't see our way out at this point. I feel like there's a yearning, like, please help me. But the answers are coming, but they're not wanting to deal with the answers, is what I'm getting. So we're listening to our ego instead of our intuition. And our intuition is coming at us, and we just feel like it's not the answer. So therefore, it's just kind of a cycle. And it seems to revolve around a partnership, a loving partnership that we want, or we came from, or whatever. So, yeah, I shouldn't have went that one card, but anyway. So that is Capricorn. Okay, so that's the 3. So that was a little different. It's picking up some different cards here for different stuff. And Give me a sec here. You know what? I'll just leave it. So I will come in for the air signs. Were next. They were the ones that were second in line here for most viewed. So if you want yours to come up, how you say, comment or like or whatever, to come up first in the next week. So I will be doing air here in the next few days. I'll try and get these out by Sunday. So take care, guys. Hello. Can I have a reading? I'm actually just going to be doing the horoscopes. I'm going to be making up my mind here when I'm going to do the live nights soon. I keep saying that, but shit happens. I just, I planned on coming back full force, and then everything got dropped right away on me. So it's hard to kind of get in line here. As much as I want to come in, I'm not able. I'm not able to come in. So it's frustrating for me because I want to and set a date, but I don't want to jump the gun either and then have to cancel. So I'm just going to look here. Yeah, see, we're on the 1st already here. I'm on the wrong calendar on my desk. You know what? Give me till next week for sure. By next week, I'm going to announce, because what I want to do is the Infinity Room, that's Infinity Readings and Reviews on Facebook. I want to do one live show there, and then I want to do one live show out here. That was my plan from 2 years ago that I never implemented. You know what? I'm just, hold on here. I think what I'll do is I'll make it for the 15th. I'll do it on the 15th. We'll shoot for early afternoon, anywhere between 12 Central to 3 Central time. So I'm going to write that down. So the 15th, I'll have to put a notice of May from 12 to 3 p.m. I'll make that up. Okay. So there you go, Demi. We will go from there. I'll make it up on the 15th out here, and then I'll maybe skip that one. Shove everybody out here. Okay, so the air signs are next. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius in that order. So I will see you guys in a bit. Take care. Have fun. Be kind.